Hey everyone, Dave here, and welcome to Neon Squad Tactics Overview. I'm a sucker for anything turn-based, and by now you should already know that about me. This is my forte. I know what is it good about the genre and bad. Interestingly, Neon was made by Tin Man Games, which also is behind Table of Tales. I have a full playthrough on it in the bag, and I kinda know what to expect from the next project. They are great at making the setting and character design, but not necessarily with the mechanics and UI. Those tend to work, but they're not like as polished as I would expect it to be. I think that's what's gonna happen today, but we'll have to see, although the trailer is also a bit shaky. So Neon Squad Tactics is a cyberpunk strategy game where, as one of the elite operators, you're projecting yourself into heroes known as Neon Squad to discover the cybernetic life, undertake challenging missions, and become a legend in the neon-lit world. It's kinda hard to see what is really going on and if it's due to the VHS filter or the retro vibe. Like when I look at the screenshots, the whole perspective is completely different with very sharp graphics and super detailed models, which is kinda an achievement when you pack everything all together in a small space. Demia did it, and Neon might be a good follow-up in a different scenario. Tales had a campaign going on. I'm not sure if this one will have as well, and it seems to be banking on the fact that you would be able to play this in a co-op mode, which could be an interesting selling point. There's not that many games of the genre that utilize such features, and myself, I kinda prefer to play it alone. I'm a mechanics person first and foremost, and that's what mostly interests me. Visually, well, not in the trailer, the screenshots. It looks polished, and I hope the developers learn the lesson, essentially, listen to the community's feedback, and just upgrade their skills in general. Let's discover the Ultra City.
You must be here for the operator training program. Come join me at this table. Let's see if you've got what it takes.
Okay, well, that's definitely not the screenshot graphics that I've seen. Which means a render from PC, even though the game doesn't have one, so that's kinda a cop-out, but can't do much about it. How do I choose?
Hello, operator. First day on the job? Don't worry. Neon's fully automated training protocol has you covered. Time to learn the basics. This is the wagering screen. Here you can choose your squad for the upcoming mission and raise the stakes with mission modifiers. For now, you'll be using our training rig. Head to the quadrant of the table with your nameplate on it. Pick the miniature that represents the floor model and put it in the deployment area in the middle of the table. Once you're done, select Ready for your mission menu and we can get started.
The model is okay. It's just that the environment is lacking. So what do I do?
Good work, operator. Now let's make sure the table's neural interface is synced up with your training rig. To deploy the floor model, take a look at the menu above your wrist. You should see the floor model there. Pick it up and place it on the highlighted tile on the map.
But the things here are okay, so I suppose I should just concentrate on what's happening here. Some resolution is a bit flicker in the distance.
We'll start by moving your floor model. To move one of the units under your control, pick it up. A number of highlighted tiles will appear, indicating the unit's movement range. Place your floor model on one of the highlighted tiles to complete the move.
Here we have a movement range.
Take another look at the menu above your wrist. The wrist menu shows you your combat abilities. Grab the icon for the training pistol, aim it at the drone, and release the trigger to fire. You'll see its health bar deplete pretty fast when you shoot it.
We have range, elements, so full on strategic RPG.
Incoming! We've sent in another drone, but this one has armor. Armor reduces the damage of each shot that hits the unit. The floating bar above the drone now indicates its remaining health, while the number to the right of the shield icon is its armor. Try shooting the armored drone with your training pistol.
Yeah, there's no penetration. And I suppose there are number of turns you can take. If it's only movement and then combat twice. I think, we'll see.
This drone cannot be damaged as it has too much armor. Lucky for you, operator, your training rig has a few tricks of its own. Acid weapons strip off enemy armor every time they hit a target. When you hit an enemy with an acid weapon, you'll see its armor rating decrease. Try using your training rig's acid pistol to finish off the armored drone.
Okay, but it's just saying acid, nothing like extra, so you have to know that. It's mostly reducing armor, but not HP. Or both.
Time for something a little more complicated. This drone has a barrier. A unit's barrier is indicated by the rectangular pips to the right of its health bar. Each barrier pip can block a single shot. Try using your acid pistol to take it out.
I see.
Uh-oh, operator. Acid isn't going to do the job. Don't worry, your training rig has just the thing. Shock weapons can deal some damage for a barrier, and strip barrier pips twice as fast. Select the shock pistol from your wrist menu, and try using it on the barrier drone.
And I'm assuming the barrier replenishes, but armor doesn't. See? Like, I'm already just over-analyzing stuff. I can't help it.
Okay, operator. Time to test what you've learned. This drone is a tough one. It has both armor and a barrier. You'll need to use your acid and shock pistols to take it out. For a tip, operator, barrier applies before armor. You've got this.
The two-layer defense. Yeah, so 2 turns. I don't know what's a short circuit though.
Time to get serious, operator. That's a lot of drones. Thankfully, your training rig has a gadget equipped. Gadgets are powerful abilities that usually have a cooldown before they can be used again. Your training rig is equipped with a grenade. Grenades deal high damage in a small area. Select the training grenade from your wrist menu and try to aim it so that it takes out all the drones.
It's also because it's this 2 system. You can shoot, go back, not be hit, like there's gonna be more layers going on.
Alright, operator. Looks like the neural interface is all synced up. Time to see what you can do. I've sent in some more drones, and these ones have their combat protocols engaged. Get ready for a fight. Each turn, a unit has 2 actions, which you can use to move, attack with a weapon, or activate a gadget. You can see your unit's health and remaining actions in the floating box above the floor model's head. The light green bar represents the floor model health, and the white diamonds indicate its remaining actions. Finish off the drones to complete your basic training.
Aha, so armor blocks everything as well. It's also that I need to know the ranges and stuff, but... Oh. I didn't see this one. Oh, thanks for healing me up. But I wonder what's the point of using everything besides the training pistol. Like if it would have higher damage and range, then maybe it would make sense, but then the rest has already bonus effects to the already base thing, so I don't see the proper usage.
Great work, operator. That's all for basic training. When you're ready, select Mission 2, Advanced Training, to complete your initiation.
Yeah, the whole video is gonna be just training, which is fine.
Welcome back, operator. We can now begin your advanced combat training. This time, you'll be controlling 2 units in a simulated combat scenario. You'll need to use both of them to take out some enemies and hack into the information console. Go ahead and place both miniatures in the deployment area. We've given you control of a couple of our beefed up training rigs, so this will be a good chance to see what your own squad will be able to do down the line. Once you're set up, select ready and we'll get to work. Okay, operator, time to deploy your units for the combat simulation. Start by deploying the floor model X to the highlighted tile. Remember, you can deploy a unit by grabbing it from your wrist menu and placing it on one of the highlighted tiles. Nice work, operator! Now deploy the floor model Y to the new tile that just lit up.
They seem the same.
The enemies you'll face in this simulated combat scenario are going to be tough, so it's time for you to learn about cover. Cover tiles are indicated by shield symbols on the ground. Moving a unit into cover grants it 5 bonus armor against enemy attacks. Try moving your floor model X to the highlighted cover tile.
But then the question is, does it defend in every angle or just the one that's facing? It's some XCOM stuff.
Now that your floor model is in cover, it should be fairly safe from enemy attacks. Time to take out some drones. Use your floor model shock rifle to take out the barrier drone.
Oh wow.
There are still plenty of enemies standing, including the big guy with the minigun. You'd better get the floor model Y into cover as well.
There were some UI issues, but seems to be working now.
Now that the other unit is safe, use its acid rifle to take out that armor drone. Oh boy, operator, the big guy looks really angry. Time to see how well your cover holds up. Lol, see? Thanks to your cover tile, your floor model Y is barely scratched. That's a big start, but the enemy robot brought more friends. Time for you to learn a little more about gadgets, operator. Gadgets can turn the tide of a tough fight, but most of them have a cooldown before you can use them again. Try disabling the robot on his powers with a floor model X's stun grenade.
That's a small area.
Great work, operator. Time to press your advantage. Use the shock rifle to take out that barrier drone. Time for the floor model Y to use some acid. Melt that armor drone with the acid rifle before it recovers. The big guy may be tough, but he's stunned. Start wearing him down before he recovers. Use the acid rifle to weaken the training juggernaut. See that? Stunned enemies don't get a turn. Pretty handy. There are all kinds of status effects you can use, so be sure to master them all. Watch out though, enemies can apply status effects too. But, not dead, use the shock rifle to finish off the training juggernaut. Great work, operator! Looks like that's the welcoming committee dealt with. Go ahead and move your floor model X towards the activation console. That console is still ages away, but your floor model Y has just the gadget for the job. Go ahead and move it over to the floor model X. Your floor model Y has the Haste Infusion gadget. The Haste status grants an ally one extra action on their turn. Go ahead and grant the floor model X Haste, so that it can reach the console next turn. Uh-oh, that thing looks nasty. Sometimes it's better to focus on your objectives, rather than fighting everything on the map. Move your floor model X closer to the console.
Are you sure about that? Well, it forces me.
Almost there, operator. Keep going. Nice work, operator. Your floor model X has reached the console. Thanks to the haste status, it can still take another action too. Some mission objectives are interactable. Moving adjacent to them enables a special interaction ability. Use the activate ability on the console. Oh no, that behemoth probably hits like a truck, and your floor model Y is right in harm's way. Not a problem, there's a gadget for that. End turn abilities are special gadgets that end your turn early, and grant you a special bonus based on your unspent actions that turn. Your floor model Y has the defense protocol ability, which grants it a point of barrier for each unspent action it has. Use the defense protocol on the floor model Y.
Seems handy.
Brace yourself, operator. Time to see how well that barrier holds. Very easy. Your floor Order Y survived without a scratch thanks to the barrier from its defense protocol. You've done great, Operator. Now it's time for a victory lap. Use what you've learned to take that behemoth down.
So what this console did? He's just gonna be standing there. Alright, well, we finish here. I think there's some other stuff going on, like new characters with special abilities and stuff like that, but that's just more details on top of that. In terms of the mechanics and potential-wise, this is pretty cool. Definitely much more clear coming from the previous style of the developers. Things so far are rather clear to understand. It's not something like overly complicated, but maybe over time it's gonna get more like advanced. I'm just not sure if this is like a campaign-based game or is just random matches with people, but I also did not even discover the co-op, so maybe it's just the beginning. This is heavily catering to the people who enjoy this type of genre. For some it might be boring, for me it's interesting enough to keep playing in the future. I'll just have to discover if it's something that I will be able to do a playthrough of. Environment is rather basic, as I saw in the trailer, so that was true about that, but the actual like board is of a decent quality. I'd still think Quest 3 could pump up more details, but it's not bad by any means. I'm not totally sure about the music box on the side, like it seems like an afterthought, but overall I get it, I enjoy it, so there's not much else to complain about.